Hi everyone, so I'm sitting in my parents' garden and I haven't filmed a video here in a really long time, but it's just too hot to film inside. I've been trying to film this video all week and it just hasn't happened, so I thought I'd come out here, sit in the shade and just do like a casual chatty Q&A with you. I actually asked on YouTube for questions, so these are questions asked by you guys, which I really enjoy because normally I'll do questions from Instagram or Twitter, but this is purely a YouTube Q&A. And the questions are a real mix actually. There was no like pattern, a lot of like career stuff, but I've got my laptop here and I've got all the questions, so I thought I would just go through and answer them for you guys and have a bit of a chat. By the way, I know that us English lot have been complaining a lot about this heat. I mean, it is crazy. It's like over 35 degrees today, which we haven't had here apparently since like 1976. But the heat aside, and the fact that I just haven't been sleeping, it is amazing that we're having a proper summer. We never ever get this. Like, I remember when I was a kid having summers and we'd like jump through sprinklers, and we haven't had this in so long. So I am loving it. I'm very lucky that I don't have to go on the tube every day. Like, Rich has been working from home loads just because it's unbearable. I actually got stuck on the tube in rush hour in a tunnel for 35 minutes last week. One girl fainted, another girl had a panic attack, and it was just awful because there's just no air conditioning on the tubes. But as I said, it is amazing to just be sitting in the garden in a vest top. I feel like I'm in the south of France. So there might be background noise, but hopefully it's all nice things like birds, and there's a little like water feature in my parents' little mini pond. So let's get started. The first question is an easy one, and it's, what podcasts do you enjoy listening to? So the ones that come to the top of my head, so the ones that come straight to mind are the Emma Guns Show, which is hosted by a friend of mine called Emma, and it's very chilled. Like, I feel like it's not that edited, which I like, so the episodes are normally quite long, and she interviews a range of different people. She's actually done quite a few of my friends. She did a really great one with Sam Chapman from Pixie Woo on depression. She interviewed Dom Smales, who is the head of Gleam, my management agent, and it's a really interesting one actually. If you guys are interested in behind the scenes of kind of talent management and stuff like that, that's a good one to listen to. But she's got loads of episodes, so that one definitely. The High Low, I really like the High Low, but I do have to be in the right mood for it. Sometimes I feel like it's a little bit too kind of heavy or intense. I don't know, sometimes I'm not in the mood for it, but sometimes I really am, and it's got quite a good mix of stuff. Sometimes there's interviews in there, they kind of talk about the headlines from the week, and yeah, it's quite easy to digest. I've been listening to the Love Island Morning After podcast, which is basically only if you're a massive Love Island fan, but they review the episode from the night before, and me and Anna actually went on that podcast and it was so fun. And now I've met Ariel Free, I really like her, so that's a good one to listen to. And then the final one is probably Desert Island Discs, which is a classic. There are so many episodes to listen to. I recently listened to the Ed Sheeran one. It's basically interviews with famous people where they talk through the music that they would take with them if they were stranded on a desert island, and they play clips from the songs and they kind of interview them and talk about their life at the same time. There are some amazing guests on there. They've been going for years. So those are probably my top picks in terms of podcasts, but let me know if you guys have any suggestions, because I'm always up for listening to more. Those are kind of the things that I'm into in terms of style of podcast, but yeah, please leave me a comment with your suggestions. Okay, the next question is, in the renovation process, have you and Rich had any difficulty reconciling your individual interior styles? Not really actually. That's probably the one thing we haven't really argued about at all. And I asked Rich, when I got this question, I asked Rich last night, like, why are you so chilled about kind of interior styles? And he said, well, first of all, it's not really like his thing. He's not massively passionate about it, but also he said he really likes my taste and he trusts it as well, because in the past when I maybe suggested something and he thought, oh, I don't know what that's going to be like, when I've actually gone ahead and done it, he's realized he really likes it. So now it's got to the point, you know, we're been together for 11 years where he trusts my taste, and if I say I think we should have a pink bedroom, he's like, okay, go for it, and then he kind of ends up loving it. So we always discuss things, but he trusts my taste, he likes my taste, and it's just not something that he's crazy passionate about. I'm aware how lucky I am that he is so easy when it comes to stuff like that. How do you separate work and leisure time when you work from home? I find it hard not to get distracted, unfocused working from home, and I remember you saying that you enjoyed working in an office environment. I still work from home. I mean, now I'm like living with my parents, my whole routine is completely off, but when I get back home I will have an office, and I think I'll also work a lot from downstairs just because I prefer it. I'm not going to have like a massive desk. I might even get rid of my desktop computer because because I just feel like my working from home routine has changed. When I first started working for myself, I was so strict. I'd be at my desk at 8:30 and I wouldn't leave my desk till 6 p.m. and I think I felt like I had to prove something to people who thought like I didn't have a proper job, that actually I'm at my desk all day. But actually the benefit of working for yourself is that you don't have to do that and you can be flexible with your hours. So these days I'm definitely more flexible with myself and I kind of reap the benefits of working for myself. So if my niece is having her birthday brunch on a weekday, I'll go to it and I'll make up the time. Another time I'll either work evenings or weekends. A lot of what I do is on my phone, so I can kind of be anywhere and replying to emails. I wish I'd done that earlier. Like, I kind of regret being so strict on myself in the early days. It did help kind of motivate me, but I feel like I enjoy my job now because I know that I can be more flexible like that. I do sometimes still feel a bit lonely, but I've tried like working in shared office spaces and it just doesn't work for me. I need my like stuff around me and I don't know, I've just never managed to get it to work. The next question is, where do you think your confidence level is? 10 is the highest and 1 is the lowest, and was it ever different? So I think it depends what we're talking about here. If we're talking body confidence, then I would say I'm probably a 6 out of 10. If we're talking like personality confidence, probably like an 8. I've never been massively body confident, but it's kind of gone like this. Like, I was quite insecure as a teenager, and I think early 20s I was probably really confident, and now it's kind of like going down again. But I just know kind of the things that I'm insecure about, and then I just kind of don't show them off. I'm not particularly like adventurous or daring with the stuff that I wear. Like, I cover up my back because I don't like my back, or I'll wear clothes that make me feel comfortable, but I'm by no means body confident. I have a lot of stuff that I don't like about my body. I don't let it like consume me. It's not something I think about every day. It's just something that's always there and I'm kind of used to it. Personality wise, like, I feel like I'm now at 30 like pretty confident walking into a room of people I don't know, and I could probably find someone to talk to. And I think that sort of came about maybe when I found a job that I was passionate about. I felt like I had something to add to a conversation. When I was a teenager, I was really shy, and then when I started working and like interning, I couldn't be. When I was like a runner for adverts, you just can't be shy. So I think that's where I kind of grew in confidence, and yeah, now I feel like a pretty confident person when it comes to chatting to people. You're stuck on a desert island and can only bring 5 albums. What are they? Okay, I'm gonna say artists instead, because I don't know about specific albums. I guess it would probably be like the best of albums, but it would definitely be James Taylor and the Eagles, who are just like bands I've been listening to my whole life, and they make me cry every time I hear them. Probably John Mayer, big John Mayer fan. Stevie Wonder. And then, this is kind of cheating, but me and Rich have a playlist that we played during our wedding when people were eating dinner. It was actually a playlist that me and my dad put together. We just wanted like nice background music, but it's just got so many great songs on it that I love, and we always play it when we're having like barbecues or whenever we just want music in the background. It's such a good one, and it's really long. The next question is, I can see a few of your close friends have moved abroad. Haven't you ever had the desire to live abroad for a while? I myself live in London, but I've lived in 7 countries so far, and London is not enough. I want to explore even more. Well, I did do the travelling thing when I was in my gap year. I went away for 3.5 months. It was meant to be longer, but my sister got married in June, so I basically worked up until January to save money for the flights, and then I went away January, February, March. And we did like Australia, Thailand, Fiji, LA. But no, I've never felt the need to live somewhere else, even though all my friends seem to be moving now, and my sister-in-law's about to move to New Zealand, and it makes me so sad. I think it just depends what your priorities are. I get that like you can have a better lifestyle living in Australia. You know, you get these amazing like lighter evenings, you can go to the beach, or when you have kids there they can go like surfing after school. Like, I get that there are much better lifestyles out there than the kind of London living, but for me the priority is being near friends and family, especially family, and that's more important to me than anything. I also just love London. Like, it is enough for me, but it is important for me to travel, and I want my kids to travel a lot. I was very lucky growing up that I got to go on lots of like amazing holidays, so I really hope that I can take my kids on holidays as well so they can like see the world. How do you look after your mental health? Well, it wasn't something I really thought about up until I was about 25. I'm really lucky actually that it wasn't something that was an issue for me. But it definitely like kicked in from 25, and I started to realize what people were talking about. But for me, the best way to deal with things is to talk to people I trust about it. Whenever I'm feeling a bit down or a bit anxious about something, I normally talk to people about it, and actually it's something I don't even do on purpose. I find it really hard to like keep my own secrets. I'm good at keeping other people's secrets, but when I've got a secret or I'm feeling a way, I always just talk to people about it, and then it instantly helps just talking it out with someone. I really miss Hannah living abroad, because she was very, very good at giving me advice, and we'd go for walks in the park and just talk out our problems, and that was such a help to me. I went through something funny earlier on in the year, and that's the first time that I've ever like really gone the other way, where I didn't talk to anyone, and I had 3 days where I was just at home, and I was like a mute. Rich would be like, what do you want for dinner? And I just felt nothing. I literally felt like I'd lost my personality. But luckily, after a few days, I started to tell my friends and family how I was feeling and why I was feeling that way, and it helped so much. I actually went to see a therapist as well, which is the first time in my life I've done that, and it was so incredible. I mean, I spent an hour. The first time I saw her, I just spent the entire hour crying my eyes out, and she was like, I think you should figure out why you're crying. And I was like, I have no idea why I'm crying. It was like nothing to do with anything. I think the first question she just asked me, like, so tell me about yourself, and I just cried. But then the second time I saw her, it was so helpful, and I learned so many incredible things about myself. And often when you're upset about something, you're not even upset about what you think you're upset about. It's something completely different. And I only went for 3 sessions because I don't think I needed more, but it taught me a lot, and I would definitely do that again if I ever felt like I was in that place again. What was the question? Oh yeah, do you ever look after your mental health? I think that answered that. How do you think your work life will change when you and Rich decide to start a family? And will your content change? And then there was another question, do you ever worry about what the future will hold working in such a new and ever-changing industry? What are your long-term plans and goals? Yeah, it is something I worry about and think about a lot. Me and Anna, I can't tell you, I think every time we meet up we have a conversation about what are we going to do when we have kids, just because it's still so like unknown. I don't think I want to, I mean, I know I definitely don't want to be like a family vlogging type thing, and then it's just hard to figure out what to do, because I think deep down in my heart I don't want to kind of put my kids all over the internet. Like I don't want to make it a big thing, like you can't see their face all the time, but I don't think I want the focus of my content to be about my kids. But then it's tricky because my content has always just been about me and what I'm up to. You know, it started beauty, going more style, now it's home renovation and interiors, and no doubt when I become a mum I'm gonna want to make like mummy content, so it's tricky to figure out how that's gonna work. And I know it would be so much easier just to like be chilled and have my kids in videos and Instagrams, but I don't want to regret that, and it's a big deal, and it's not just about me. So I think about it a lot, and I have no idea what's going to happen. I think I'm just going to have to play it by ear. I try not to worry too much about like kind of the future of the industry. I think you just have to be willing to move with the times and be flexible and try new platforms as they come up. I feel like this year has been the biggest change so far in terms of what the industry looks like. I think a lot of people's like views on YouTube are going down. I think people are watching longer videos but less of them. A lot of people are into podcasts now, and for me I just find it helpful to just always be aware of what's going on, always talk to people, come up with new ideas. And no, I don't have any sort of like genius business idea that's gonna keep me going for the rest of my life, but I'm confident that the experience I have from doing this job and my previous jobs and the kind of self-awareness and self-confidence I have, I think I'll be okay. If I'm not doing this forever, I think I'll find something else to do. How do you balance capturing photos and videos for social media and just living in the moment? I hardly ever take photos or videos when I'm doing something fun, just because I don't want to be the person who's on their phone all the time, and I want to enjoy the moment, but I also want to be able to look back on the memories. I find that's something hard to balance personally, and I totally agree with that. I think that's why my like Instagram isn't as great as it could be. Often I do things and I'm in moments I think, oh my god, this would be so amazing if I just had like someone who was capturing these like real moments without me just having to like stand in front of a wall and pose. But it just doesn't happen like that, and I from the beginning have made a massive effort to not be the person that like goes somewhere to take a photo. Even if this is my job, I just disagree with that. Like I think it's better to go somewhere because you want to see it, and if you get that photo then that's a bonus. So if I'm somewhere and it's like beautiful, then I'll make sure that I really stand there and feel in the moment and take it in. And enjoy it and then do the photo, so it's like a bonus. I don't want to be that person, especially when there's like kids around who's just like always behind the camera and they're not really seeing, like when you're looking at stuff through a camera, you're not really seeing it. So I think that also comes with practice. I think the more photos you take, the better you get at just kind of like taking photos quickly and still being able to like engage in conversation whilst you're doing it, and you're not just like the whole time like this. But yeah, I really agree, it is tricky to get that balance. I often see photos of other people on Instagram and I think, I really hope that that moment looked as fun as it was and you didn't take like 500 photos and then sit there editing it and actually it wasn't like a real moment. I've noticed an air of freedom and IDGAF, like I don't give a fuck about you lately, in a great way. How have you achieved this? Any tips for other people your age? I love that because I have not noticed that at all. I feel like I'm more kind of paranoid and insecure online now than ever before. So that's great. If I'm coming across like I don't give a fuck, then I am happy with that. I think it's just something that comes with age, and I do think I'm a bit more selfish now when it comes to how much of myself I share online. Like I used to vlog everything and tweet every thought and take a photo of every moment, but actually now like I don't share that much. Like I still share a lot, but there's so much more going on behind the scenes, and I think that's important actually, to keep a bit back for yourself. I didn't used to do that, and I think that's kind of what's made me feel a bit happier. What's been your favourite and least favourite parts of renovating your house? I'm about to start my own. Good luck, very exciting. I think my favourite part is seeing things like the wardrobes go in and the back doors, which you guys will see I think in next week's video maybe. That's really fun when it starts to look less like a building site and you see like the exciting things go in, the stuff that were like only drawings before. And then the least favourite stuff, I guess, is like the boring stuff, like having to go buy screws for the decking. I've gone back to this like timber yard 4 times to buy screws, and they're so expensive. They're like £75 a pot for these screws. So every time they're like, we need more screws, I'm like literally gonna kill them. And things like when grout changes colour, which you guys will see coming up in my video. But frustrating, boring, silly things, but I actually really have enjoyed most of it. It's been so fun and exciting, and I feel really lucky. Do you ever resent the fact that you cannot simply just be on social media and the disparity between what we see on social media versus reality? I admire how transparent you are, but I wonder how it must feel being on the inside and seeing everything be so contrived. Yeah, I find that's probably what I find the most frustrating thing about my job, is that I can't just be, because no one online will truly get me like my friends and family would. And also my audience is so global, there's a whole like difference in culture and stuff. I feel a bit like I'm walking on eggshells when I'm tweeting and Instagramming, because I mean, if you guys saw from my side, or like whoever, our side, I get a DM pretty much every day from someone who has kind of misunderstood me, or I just get a DM. I put something up the other day, oh yeah, I put up a photo on Instagram stories. I'd like put my bum in some paint by mistake in the house, and I'd literally just put like, why is it always me, with a picture of my bum. Like I wasn't like, oh my god, I'm so upset. I just put, why is it always me? And someone DM'd me being like, stop complaining, just brush it off and get on with your day. First of all, it's paint, you can't brush it off. Second of all, I wasn't like complaining. I just feel like people are very sensitive towards any sort of negativity online. And I don't know, I'm very English and very sarcastic. I don't walk around saying, oh my god, I'm so grateful for life. Like, that's just not how I do things. But with that comes lots of DMs about me moaning and complaining. So that's something I've got used to. I often think I'm going to tweet something and then I just think, no, I think I'll probably offend someone. There's always going to be someone that's offended. And I could just do it anyway. But first of all, I'm not thick-skinned enough, and I can't be bothered, because when you get loads of hate back from like a tweet or something, it really ruins your day. And I just want a peaceful life, so I tend to not kind of overshare my opinions and stuff. I feel like I am very real and I am transparent about certain stuff, but there's also things that you could just message your friend instead of putting on Twitter, because it's much easier that way. I don't think you could ever please everybody. But sometimes things blow up that you just think, oh my god, I had no idea that that was gonna upset someone. That's just kind of the downfall of social media, really. That was actually the final question. I really hope you guys enjoyed this kind of casual chatty Q&A. Let me know what you thought and if you'd like more of these in the future. Sorry there's no monthly favourites this month. There wasn't one last month either. I feel like when I'm back home, I'll get back more into a routine, and I'll probably show you some of my like recent favourites soon. Next week will be another renovation video. I'm looking forward to that, and yeah, I'll see you guys then. Bye.